Right then, this is a quick walk around video for a car which we're selling for spares or repairs. It's a very clean Honda CR-V 2.2 sport diesel. You can see facelift models with all the diesels. The reason we're saying that it's spares or repairs, the car drives absolutely lovely, but it's got one issue with the car which hopefully you can hear. Which I don't know whether that's a pulley or not, in all honesty, and I'm going to show you, because when you turn the car off, the engine is absolutely sweet, but hopefully when you hear the car turn off, and that sounds to me like a pulley or something, but I don't know, because it's sweet and like that. But basically, to carry on to go around the car for you, because the car's condition is really nice. It's obviously it's on 133, I think, but I'll do the exact mileage when I get in the car. Coming down the driver's side, got one little pin dent just there. Remaining panels, the wheels are really good on the car. And then you've got a dent, which I'll show in the photographs, which is there on the car. Coming around the back, cover's still there, tow bar, very clean around the back of the car. Near side, passenger side, very clean in the panels, to be fair, and a few very light marks, and it really does look a very clean car indeed. And then to come inside the vehicle, I normally go longer on the walk around, so don't do it in quite this manner, but just because of the nature of the car, I have to be a bit quicker with this one. The interior, apart from just having a clean or needing a clean, is very clean indeed. On there, just put that back there a second. And then come into the back. Seats all very good indeed. Basically, the long and short of it is the price we're selling the car for, I hate to say it, but the car's worth infinitely more as parts alone. So it's either needs repairing, or attending to, as you can hear from that, or I don't want someone to do it, but if it needs be, you could make a lot of money selling it off parts, but it's almost too good for that, really. Sorry, completely forgot to do the interior of the car and inside. Engine's running now, just through this section. Let's go to the dashboard there. You've got 133,705 miles. There are no warning lights on the car at all, but the engine is very sweet. So only when you turn it off, and I'll do it again, you get that noise. But I don't know what it is. It's not something we'll be investigating. It's sold as it stands. Right then, so this is the road test video now for the Honda CR-V, and it's a 2.2 Sport, registered LD56OXL, DXL, sorry. Mileage 133,705 miles. As I mentioned in the brief walk around video, obviously I've made mention of the noise when you turn on, stop the engine, but this is more about the kind of how the car drives whilst on the road. One thing I did forget to mention actually in the walk around section is the chap that, or the couple rather, that sold us this car as part exchange. I mentioned that noise has actually been there for years. So it's not something that's affected them, but you know, that's it. That is as it is. The reason we do these videos, or the road test part, is basically so that anyone that's looking online, regardless of the car's value, price, or how we're selling it, actually gets to see the car we're advertising in operation. As you know, obviously this has come as a part exchange to us. The couple bought 2 CR-Vs from us, one for each of them, and they part exchanged another CR-V back in, so they love the cars quite clearly. This car, I mean, it's amazing to drive actually. Starts instantly, settles sort of smooth, even idle. There are no warning lights on the dashboard at all while the engine's running, or any other part of the car actually either. But the engines are lovely. It's just such a sweet sounding diesel engine and pulls absolutely beautifully. No turbo noise, no whistling, no whining from the engine. Pulls lustily through the entirety of the rev range. They're obviously very economical, everyone knows that, and obviously being a CTDI engine, this is DPF, so there's no DPF filters on these cars, which is seen as a bonus to many. But the engine in general use, as I said, it feels absolutely lovely. You put your foot down, I'll just pull in here, let this chat through. Because unlike a lot of turbo diesels, which can be, they give the impression of having power because they pull away and they've got plenty of torque, but they die away quite quickly. You put your foot down in these, and they just keep revving, and they're so smooth when they rev as well. It's a really, really sweet diesel engine. Engine feeds through into clutch and gearbox. Clutch in the car, it's smooth, positive. Bike point, exactly where it's meant to be on the car. So all good in that order. When I put my foot down hard in the gears, it again bites beautifully. Gearbox in the car, 6-speed, became standard on the diesel onlys. The petrols at this stage kept with the 5 speeds, but this is a 6-speed box. All the gears engage absolutely beautifully. It's a wonderful gearbox, very slick, really precise, and it feels pretty much as new to use. It just feels so solid and slick, which goes how the whole car feels. It drives absolutely beautifully, I have to say. Steering of the car on the road, again, pre-electric power steering, so it's got that lovely kind of fluid feeling to in every sense of the word, feel to the power steering. So it's really nicely weighted, very positive and accurate. Still feels incredibly tight on the road, this car, and we were selling these new, or nearly new at the time, and it just feels exactly as it would have done then. The track's dead straight, there's no vibrations, no pulse, no vibrations at the speed up to the legal limit, certainly. So all feels nice there. Same goes for the suspension. So what I'm looking for on any car of any age is any kind of sort of nasty sort of knocking noises that might come with a bit of wear and tear over the years. There's a really nasty bump which is about to come up, so I'll wait till we go over that and I'll reserve judgment until that, but I'm pretty sure I know what's going to happen. Yeah, it's absolutely solid. There's no rattling about underneath. It just feels lovely and tight on the road. Very comfortable cars, ride really nicely, go through the corners really nicely, very controlled. Obviously you get body roll. It's a tall upright car, but certainly not as bad as some, and far better than even lots of modern cars in how it feels and drives on the road. But it really does, anyone driving it will know how cheap this is, but it doesn't drive like that. It just drives absolutely beautifully. I'm just going to give the brakes a bit of a shove in a second as well, so I'm going to leave it to the last minute to give them a nice hard slam on the anchors. So bear with me 1 second. I'm leaving this corner a little bit late so I can do that. But really good brake pedal on the car, nice and powerful, pulls the car up nice and straight and true, and there's no vibrations or pulsing coming back through the brake pedal at all, so all in very, very good order there. So coming inside, as with pretty much every CR-V you drive, not a squeak or a rattle from the interior. I mean, they are brilliantly put together. We've not cleaned this car, nor shall we be cleaning this car, but if anyone does, it's not going to take very long because it is very, very clean in here. It's just got, where people brought a bit of grass and stuff in on their shoes. It's going to be an hour cleaning. It will make it look absolutely lovely in here. And sometimes you can clean cars, but they're quite heavily marked, but this one isn't. It's been kept really, really well, and not a squeak or a rattle. It's just beautifully put together. Air conditioning, by the way, miracles of miracles, blowing absolutely ice cold air, which means that the cool box in front here, if I put my hand in, it's lovely cold air going there. So if you want to keep your chocolate bars nice and cool on a summer's day, I don't believe in having warm, soft chocolate. It's got to be rock hard from the fridge. And anyone that disagrees is entirely wrong, of course. But that's all working perfectly. Dashboard in front, simple, easy, legible dials, beautifully presented as a Honda always do. It's really classy. Temperature gauge running at a third, which is exactly where it's meant to be on one of these cars. Car has electric sunroof, all fully functional, so all working exactly as it should. cruise control works perfectly on the car. I mean, it really is. It's all working beautifully. And as I said, you know, we start the walk around video. I mean, this is different from our normal sell. We haven't bought this car to sell, obviously. We've taken it as a part exchange. And we assess every car and its merits. And that means we are very, very honest with people as a company, to our detriment sometimes. And we don't mind that, because it's, you know, we'd rather put people off rather than give them a false impression about what a car's like in terms of kind of how it drives or otherwise. One second. But as a drive, I couldn't fault it. I simply couldn't fault it. The only thing that needs attending to on this car is that noise when you turn it off, and that you can hear it just chattering slightly when it's idling. Now, it could be something very simple indeed, but it could be something more serious. You know, it could be something, I don't know, clutch based or something like that. I don't know. I know that when you put your foot on and off the clutch, it doesn't alter the noise, which it ordinarily would do if there was an issue with it. But that isn't to say it isn't. The only reason we are not attending to it, and we're not making more money out of the car, obviously, by attending to it, it's simply too busy. And the garages that we use for all our normal mechanical work and preparation work are busy as well, so we have to prioritise the main retail stock. Any other year, we would certainly get that attended to, but then obviously charge the proportionate amount for the car quite clearly. As always though, if you've got any questions, don't hesitate, do give us a call.